SeanGMurphy.com is where you need to go to find our guest today. He couldn't think of his website, so I thought I'd probably help him, and this song is going to help him play. Wow. SeanGMurphy.com, you guys, you want to go there for sure. We've got the one and only psychedelic trainer. He is unbelievable. Sean Murphy is my guy, man. I am telling you what, self-expression is his golf game. He is on fire. His hair's on fire. How are you, Adrian Michael Chenault?
I don't think we have ever opened up a show with a Tom jingle. So, Sean, congratulations.
You won it.
You brought it out of him.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, we are in love with Sean Murphy. It is a great show. He's the MC for the Association of Network Marketers Convention. This at the end of the month, it's going to be, I don't even know what's called, whatever it's called. And it's going to be unbelievable. And I am so excited about it. One of his friends, I'm not going to tell him who it was behind his back, said what he is doing now with his training is so different and so above the line and so revolutionary that Sean should be a keynote at the ANMP over and above being the MC, which I thought was a great tribute to him. And take it away. Why do you like Sean Murphy?
I love everything about Sean Murphy. I especially love that he is so generous and that he is a major outside the box thinker. And it's just so fun. And I told Doug Stair to make sure to tag Sean Murphy so he can come to the show. And I didn't even have to remind him. That was his first comment. He made it happen. So Doug, thank you so much for getting Sean here. I don't think we could have done this without you.
I love Doug.
Oh, so fun.
I love about Doug Stair is he's triple tagging in every post. So instead of 75 million names in one by one, he is now stacking them a little bit, which is pretty cool.
There we go.
It's a great day, you guys, and we want to learn from you, Sean. You bought the Ponderosa down on the lake, inside of a few miles from Lisa and Curtis's palatial place. Josh Higginbotham, all these people converge on that whole area all the time. And Adrian and I are kind of feeling like we're left out of we don't even get invited down there, Adrian. It's
hurtful.
I know, we're weeping. So, Sean, talk about it.
It's so great to be here. Listen, this is a dream come true. I grew up on a farm, went to the city, worked in Dallas, traveled the world, stood on stage in 30 plus countries. And now I'm back. I'm back to what I understand. I'm back to the roots. I'm back to, you can walk around in your underwear and nobody sees you. There were some things that were said earlier that we're still in question about, but we're going to leave that for another story. What I think it's done is it allows you a chance to regenerate, right? We've all been so busy. This profession allows you the opportunity to work. What do they say what's the phrase? 8 to faint?
Yeah.
We've got to learn. We've got to take some time to get back to just taking a moment to love ourselves. And that's what you've been the big proponent of. You've been the big mascot of love harder, right? Fire your brain and hire your heart and just love harder and love harder. So I'm excited to be here.
I came back from Rob Sperry's big event in Hawaii, having really had some deep conversations with some really accomplished network marketers. And then I met with Glenn Head and his wife, Marion. He was the dean of Networking University. She's an accomplished author who trained senators in the United States government on leadership. And everything that came out of their mouth was everything that Sean Murphy trains and talks about. And it starts with, it's great to believe in network marketing. It's great to believe in your company. It's great to believe in your comp plan. It's great to believe in your product. But if you don't have an unwavering belief in yourself, you might as well just give it up, because I'm telling you, and you can't borrow somebody else's belief. Whatever it takes for you to get that you are awesome, you got to do that. Right, Sean?
So the key is one of the things that we teach, and I probably learned it from you, is create your evidence file. All too often we have an evidence list, right? Joe Dispenza talks about the brain is your memory, right? Remember is remind. And everything that you remember, the brain looks for two things. Will it kill me, or how fast can I recognize the pattern? we forget how good we've done things, how fast we've learned things, and we need to create an evidence list. And I ask people who come into my world, create an evidence list of 500 things you've done well. Now, here's the challenge. I can tell you, I'm watching Adrian's eyes going, well, I don't know if I could.
That's a long list. That's exactly what I was
I
thinking.
know it's not, but here it is. Here, can I make it easy for you? Let me make it easy for you. Did you learn how to drive a car? Did you learn how to, I'm saying this is evidence. This is evidence. There's always something you did first. Did you learn how to coach your first baseball game? Did you learn how to walk down the aisle? Did you learn how to be a dad? Did you learn how to be a dad again? Did you learn how to be a dad again? Did you learn how to be a good son? All of these things are evidence. And see, we think they have to be a Nobel Peace Prize. Right. They don't. Because our failures are not a Nobel Peace Prize, and yet they ruin our life. So what if we start to build an evidence list? Right now, here's what I would ask you to do. Everybody just think of one thing that you've done well. Now, make believe it happened to you just now. Do you love yourself a little bit more? Can you shove away the fear, shove away the doubt? That's the thing. False evidence appearing real. No, it's effed up and all around. It's not false evidence. It's true evidence. And here's the thing about the old story. You ready? Who's got an old story? Raise your hand. I got an old story. It ain't an old story if you used it today.
Yeah.
It ain't an old story if you used it today. So we need our evidence list. So I'd encourage everybody to go drop some comments in the chat. Drop some of the things in the chat of the evidence of things you've done well. Learn to drive a car, kiss a woman, walk a dog. We're going to keep it PG, right? All of these things. How many of you have a stamp and a passport? Yeah. These are things that you've done well.
I look back to when I taught him to ride a bike by sticking you on the top of the hill and just pushing and watching him crash 20 times. And all of a sudden he stopped crashing, and now he's teaching people to ride bikes. You learn it, then you teach it. You learn it, then you teach it. Sobriety, the same thing. Everything falls into the same category. You believe you can do it, you do it, and then you go teach other people to do it. That's all this is. Hello, Carl.
Speaking of somebody who's done something amazing today, 4,000 days, Paul Vanderveden, today was his 4,000th day of sobriety.
Wow, really?
That's awesome.
That's pretty doggone cool.
I think he's getting the hang of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, what does Ray Higdon talk about? ILT, invest, learn, teach. The challenge is that we want to do so much in this business. We want to help so many people, and it's coming from an empty bucket of love.
Yep.
And I know that's not what we talk about. Here's the people that really need to understand. I think I think all of us who are on this side of the stage, not on the corporate side, know how to love. We think there's this thing that when we start talking in the business and the way we're taught from, listen, there's some corporate execs who truly know how to love. But a lot of times it doesn't come across that way, right? I remember sometimes, what's that phrase? The beatings will continue till morale improves.
Say that to my kids all the time.
we have to learn. We have got to start with us, right? MLM stands for me loving more, not multi-level marketing. It stands for me loving more.
That's it. That's exactly it. And creating the space for yourself to do that first, so that then you are able to do it for others is a huge deal. And it is not easily done. And it's something that's a lifelong journey to work on.
Well, the challenge is that it's not playing pickleball. It's not a team sport, loving yourself. You got to start with you. It is that solo sport. And the challenge is when we're left to our own cognizance, when we're left to our own thoughts, when we're in the quiet, when we want to really love ourselves, we're not sitting at the pinnacle of joy. We have to start. It's easier then, but then easily things come in and they start to take us away. It's why I created something called the NEST program, Neuroenergetic Self-Sculpting. It's this idea that our thoughts, right? Joseph McClendon III talks about we think about it, it shows up in our body. I can ask each one of you, y'all watch their faces. You watch the Tom and Adrian faces. Can y'all remember your first kiss?
I can.
Yeah. Now, if I asked the other partner who was part of that, they might have said it was a St. Bernard that they thought they were kissing, but that's a whole nother story. My point is that's called a quantum jump. You went from here to that moment. When we're thinking about loving, we're hoping that somebody else is loving us. And we have memories. We have all of these thoughts. We have all of the things about we're not good enough. You can't do enough. You've got these old stories. And this is called programming. And what happens inside of network marketing, what happens when you come to radio shows like this, what happens when you get around events like that happen every day, even a Zoom, is that you literally create a mini mastermind. And in that mastermind, you access the subconscious of the other individuals, and you all feel good, and you all make big decisions. And then as soon as you hit the end button, that mastermind dissolves because you don't have an evidence file of all of the things you've done well. If there was one thing that I could ask people to do, encourage people to do, is to begin to create that evidence file. And you'll be amazed.
Put this in the ANMP page. I'll do it. Okay, I forgot to put this in the ANMP page, man. I'm telling you guys, I want you to go to the ANMP, but I just had a revelation about myself because I am my favorite topic. When I first got sober, I was a new skin. And I was failing so miserably, trying to be Sean Murphy, trying to be Eric Worre, trying to be Blake Roney and all these people, and it just wasn't working out. And I finally, it wasn't me, it was somebody else that said, Tom, you are such a jerk. And you're succeeding in network marketing in the wrong way. You're going broke enthusiastically, Garrett McGrath's line, and taking people with you. And if you continue to do that, you're going to be the biggest flame out in the history of network marketing. But what's going to be bad is so many people believed in you and all you did was con them and lie to them and you make this business look bad. And fortunately, I heard that. And I got to thinking about that just as Sean was talking. And I went home and I was troubled about it. I could actually hear my friend that told me that. And all I did was say, what am I good at? What do I believe in? What did I do to get to that belief, and how can I do that in network marketing? And of course, with me, it was my sobriety. I believed in AA and sobriety and those 12 steps and getting a sponsor and doing the work and going out and teaching other people to a point that I was just out of my mind with that mission. And all I did was transfer. Then I went and did the Landmark Forum, which gave me another component to falling in love with myself and believing in me. And all I did that day was shift all that into my conversation around network marketing and stop selling products, comp plans, management, the profession. And I started selling hope and I started selling me, and everything shifted. Right, Adrian?
Yeah, that's so true.
That was the day I conceived you. No, it wasn't. So anyway, make a long story short and a terrible joke worse, we wrote a book around it, and it's called The Coffee Shop Interview. And it is.
Well, alrighty. Hey, listen, something happened to their screen. So it looks like I'm still live. Yes, The Coffee Shop Interview. You want to make sure you get The Coffee Shop Interview. And now back to our hosts.
Yeah. So we wrote it, but I don't want you to buy it on Amazon because it's just $8 of nothing. But you can download it right here at this link right now and print it and make it as fancy as you want. And if you ever do want a real copy, find me. I'll send you one. I'll sign it, and I won't even charge you for that because I love you. Capozio, Paul Capozio's on here. This guy's got a story. He has reinvented network marketing in Korea. I love the guy. We need you on the show too.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's amazing.
The Korea part. That's amazing.
Yeah, he's awesome. And just, you guys, we love you. That's that simple, right?
That is so true. And I'm still recovering from your
terrible joke. I don't know why I say stupid stuff like that.
It's just,
I think I'm an alcoholic.
Character defect for sure. So Sean, you've been hosting all these really, really cool things out at this ranch that you have. And a lot of my friends have gone not just once, but have gone a lot of times to go spend serious time with you. And these are not people sitting around with too much time on their hands, too much money, and too much whatever, that they're just can't think of anything better to do besides go hang out with a bunch of sheep and Sean Murphy. So what on earth is happening down there that has these people making it such a big priority in their life to come and spend all this time with you?
So one of the things I coined a while back was, we're all in the personal development world. Well, I realized that I'm not in the personal development world. I'm in the personal undevelopment world. And Michelangelo, they said could you imagine if you interviewed Michelangelo and you go, Michelangelo, how you make it a statue, David? Michelangelo would probably respond going, I chip you away everything not David.
I chip you away. Just like that.
Just like that. So what I do is I help people chip away what's been covered up on them, what they got covered up with, the old stories, the mental toughness, the delusional thinking, the self-talk, the neuroencoding, the brain talk, and all of these things to get them to a core that they can finally say, I'm in love with myself. And that seems like it happens something fairly easy. I can tell you, if you're going to need and want a transformation, it takes 18 months. Doesn't take 21 days. 21 days, if I hold a gun to your head, I got leverage. But it literally takes an 18-month commitment to have this conversation for you to finally see the changes, because we keep relapsing, right? Joseph Campbell in the book Hero's Journey says the first thing is you enter the door, you answer the call. You know what the second one is? Refusal of the call. You answer and then you hang up on your dreams.
Sorry, I gotta go.
The person you're trying to reach is scared as hell and left the building. So what I do is I walk them through a process. And I do some talking, but the thing that I love is that I get to send them out on the ranch, 30 acres here, go find a tree, take your chair, and just start to journal on the topic. Start to get really centered in yourself. Start to have this awakening, and because through grounding, right? Through grounding and the sound of the trees, the cell service here sucks. So that's a good thing for me. So the whole thing is to get them back centered. This isn't a hotel environment. You're sitting here on the back porch, you're in the living room having a conversation, and you're making your own food, unless we're cooking or we go to the Mexican restaurant. It's truly about coming back to yourself. And this was our 4th event, and the breakthroughs are they're ridiculous. But it's not me. It's maybe a part of it's me. But the big part is it's that when people finally, you get here and you just decide enough is enough. Call me in the beginning, call me in the end. Don't call me in the middle. I tell people that when they want me to consult for them. Are you done with all of your screw ups and your trials and errors? Or are you just asking me to give you advice that you're not going to use? So I just chose not to do that anymore. You're coming here for a reason. This is definitely a destination.
That is so great. That is so cool. And you talked a little bit about this program that you have created, and the acronym, which you're going to have to share with me and our audience again, because it went. However, you not only have created this program, but this is not lightweight stuff. Like this is not the coffee shop interview of workbooks, let's just say. So talk a little bit about that.
No, that's the Life Navigator program. Listen, there's 26 letters in the alphabet. I want to be very clear. I didn't make any of the letters. Everything I got's borrowed. What maybe I've done is used the syntax that's available to me to put it in order. So I don't want anybody thinking, oh, he thinks he's that great. No, I'm not. I'm a farm boy from Ohio with a 0.9 grade point average who now lives on a ranch in Arkansas with 6 sheep and 9 chickens. And my beautiful bride and son. So this thing called the Life Navigator program incorporates a variety of tools. It's a 12-month course that includes NEST, the neuroenergetic self-sculpting, which is self-talk, which called dual talk. There's the primary talk, then there's left ear and right ear, because left ear and right ear do different things. When you hear it, there's binaural beat sounds that are tied in behind it. There's self-talk and brain talk. Self-talk does one thing, brain talk does another thing. It rewires the subconscious. It gives you access into the subconscious to unwire some things. One of the things I've become very good at is unwiring the trauma that most everybody's had without ever having to go into the trauma. It takes about 45 minutes. Truly a true rewire. You see the body shift, the physiology of the body shift, because those that want it, all they need is a little switch flipped and they can get it. And so I've been able to figure that out. And so that's it. It's a 12-month course. Most people won't do it. They won't stay focused enough. Some people have left this show already because I'm goofy. So, all I can tell you is that those who are ready, willing, and able, right? I think Tom taught me this. I'm walking through an airport in Mexico one time and he yelled at me on the phone and he said, listen, you either got to be ready, willing, or able, and you're only 2 of those. And I hung up on him, and then we talked later and we made up. So
we had to clean it up. Yeah. But Sean is amazing. And he's not afraid to take a punch. And he's not afraid to throw one. And the reason I've been looking down at my phone is because of this guy You just can't believe it. I'm looking for another guy in my phone, and I run across this guy named Kevin. And I'm scrolling to make sure it's the right guy. And I scroll down into his notes, and he wrote me an email in 2008. Just cussed me out. I mean, like I've never been cussed out before. And so I got, God, I hope this guy's dead, but I think I'm going to send him another note. So I sent him another note yesterday, and I just said, God, I hope your life is better. I copied him on the old note, and I've got them all here. Anybody that wants him, I'll send it to you. I'll take his name out, because it is, the response was so profanity laced and so awesome that this guy has managed to be even more mad. How, what, 2, 8, 4, 24 months, was 16 years later.
Yeah.
16 years later, this guy's madder at me and rich people. I'm not rich, and successful people. I'm not successful. All these things. I could not believe it. That guy needs Sean so bad. After I read those things, I need Sean. I'm going to go down there and check in for like a month, like rehab. But in this business, that's what you go through. You when you become a big leader in network marketing, you literally give people permission to take whatever shots they want from the cheap seats. And you don't have really any defense, because the more you protest, the worse it gets. And if you don't think I'm, I can give you 10 guys that are huge in this business that just stand above it, because it's not worth going down into the fray. What do you think of that, Sean?
One of the things, the neat thing about network marketing is it's just like the cream. The more you get shaken, the more you rise to the top. And Garrett McGrath is one of those. He's in there. The student is ready. The teacher appears. We have this thing coming up at the end of the month, the ANMP, the Association of Network Marketing Professionals. I got to say, when you watch the people who walk the stage, there's something I learned from the book, Manuscript Found in a Craw, written by Paulo Coelho. And it says, the scars you carry are stronger than the sword that made them. The challenge is most people are speaking from their wounds in this business versus the scars. They haven't taken the time to heal. And you know what heals? It's not time that heals. It's love that heals. It's forgiveness that heals. And sometimes the forgiveness has to be to the person in the mirror. So yeah, that guy who's got the profanities, listen, we all need somebody to, there's always got to be somebody, right? And I'm good. Here's the great news. I'm glad he got better at what he's better at, so I don't have to get at all good at what I'm not good at.
Right. One of the great things is I look so much like Richard Brooke that whenever anybody gives me so much heat, I just go, that was Richard Brooke. You got to call him, man. I would never talk to you that way. So that's awesome. But yeah, I want you to go to the ANMP, you guys, because Sean's going to be the MC. And he
along with Garrett.
Yeah, and you're 10 times better than Garrett. Oh, he's on here. Sorry, Garrett. Anyway, at the end of the day, Sean does so much due diligence on you before you hit the stage. He tells your life story as you're walking out, and it is magnificent. So he's gotten to know all these icons at a level that most of us never get to. But when you go to the ANMP, you are in the room with those guys. We make it a practice of making sure all the muckety mucks rotate around and talk to all us normal people. So I get to sit down with really, really, really cool people that are walking over to my table. So people like Mark Aceta, people that you just can't believe, Donna Johnson and Ray Higdon and Sean Murphy and Garrett McGraw. So what I want you to do is come. And the tickets are so dirt cheap. They're $349. And that is for food included at a 4-class, I think. If I'm lying, Garrett, tell me. But it's just unbelievable. I mean, you got to come. Here,
it's at the Westin Galleria. And one of the challenges is that the hotel we were at previously, outstanding hotel, amazing hotel. Right now, we're in one of the biggest malls in Texas, and it's at the Westin Galleria. I lived 6 miles from there. It's a beautiful location. You've got amazing restaurants. You've got incredible stores if you want to go shopping, but you also have the ability to be right there in the host hotel. Now, the rooms are going to fill up fast because we're network marketers. Sometimes we wait till the last minute, but the tickets are going to fill up fast. But the thing is that it includes all your food. You don't have to go get the meals there. And the food that they give is amazing. And the reason I share that, the content is going to be incredible. Why do I share these other things? Because some of us are coming on a budget. right? Can you remember the first time? Remember the first time you went to an event? And how many people were in your room, Tom? I don't even want to ask. I don't. There were 6 people in the There were 6 people in the room that I was in when my first event was in Dallas. I was living in Florida, Dallas, Texas. Came here. There were 6 people in the room. Why? Because you show up at events, and when you show up and you bring up and you grow up. So this is going to be a spectacular event. The leadership that's there, the technology that's going to be talked about, the brain power that's going to be talked about, the connections, the ability to use technology and social media, it's going to be over the top. And I get to be the one kind of running around backstage in between folks and just telling everybody how much I love them and giving you all who are sitting in the audience a little chance to breathe and remember how special you are.
We got to find Casey Eberhardt. Remember when he was your right-hand man? And I think he's mad at me and he doesn't go anymore. So I'll call and clean that up because I think I probably owe him some sort of apology or I borrowed $5 or something. But I'll call him up and try to clean that up. But also, I forgot to tell you, the rooms are only $139 for the rooms. And if you don't have the money to register for the ANMP, I think that $349 is going to be available all the way to the get-go. But get your room block done because that hotel is filling up. And then they're going to go back to the regular price, which is like $1 zillion a night. So make sure that you're reserved. I don't even know if they hit your credit card. I know if you buy the tickets, they do, because I bought 10 tickets myself today over and above Now Sites, big sponsorship of it. Garrett, I am telling you, he told us such an unbelievable story to us on the board call today that we all went and bought tickets, even though we already had, because it's going to be that big an event. I mean, so anyway, get the room block and somebody else you're going to get to meet. Yeah. You already know her, but I'm telling you what, when you guys meet Cheryl Coco, the Energizer Bunny of motherhood and unbelievable hockey and unbelievable adventures and the Now Site spokeswoman since day one, that's worth $349. I promise you. She is worth the price of admittance just meeting her. So it's going to be cool. And Justin looks like Steve Jobs. He'll have his like $600 t-shirt on with all those CrossFit muscles, and he'll be all hip, slick, and cool. And then there will be the hot mess called Adrian Chenault, which we love.
That's right. I come by it honestly. We are super. Now Site's going to be a front and center part of ANMP 2024. I just love this event, and it's a dream come true to get to contribute to this event on this level, and what we are putting together to support the event, and some of the surprises that we have for leaders and for every single person there, for you to just get to experience what is really possible on the cutting edge of just what's happening in the world from a tech perspective, but for that to be not for tech for the sake of tech, because I hate tech for the sake of tech. What I want is tech that helps you to connect with people more powerfully, to create the life that you want by helping other people create the life that they want, and to do more of that. And that's everything that we do at Now Site. That's what it's about. And so we're excited to get to be big sponsors of this event. It is going to be so, so cool.
So we figured out how to get rid of the commercials in the show for a minute. So there's no commercials, but everybody has been texting me going, we need commercials, Tom. It's a little boring. So I wrote Adrian a note and Sean a note and said, okay, we have to make up some commercials. So we have to talk about Now Site. So that's all we're doing is talking about that and the ANMP 2024.com. So that's the reason we're doing it so much, because everybody misses the commercials. I can't believe it.
It's great. It just was part of the deal, man. We got to get them back.
Well, here's a commercial. Everyone who's listening, you have just taken the next step to the next part of your dream. What does that sound like? What does that feel like? I'm telling you, when you go to any event, ANMP is going to be amazing. It's the 20th year, right, Tom? It's the 20th year of the ANMP.
It is?
Yeah.
I wonder if I'll finally get a trophy.
No, not till 25.
Okay, I got to be there 25 years.
I'm not on the board, but I did hear that was the draw in the line saying not till the 25th year does Tom get anything. But everybody who's listening, Taylor Wario! Oh my gosh, talk about an absolute brilliant human being.
What a dad, huh? Who would have thought that skinny little runt was going to be that good a dad?
Wow. If you ever wanted to know how thick your skin was, hang out with Tom Chenault.
Unbelievable. Yeah,
That is
unbelievable.
so funny. Oh my god.
So the idea of loving more. NowSight, here's what I love about what NowSight can do for you. And the reason I say that is when you're home alone and you're behind your computer and you're trying to figure out something and you just can't twist the knobs hard enough and tight enough because of the way the technology is used in the AI, that's the heart that's inside the beast called NowSight gives you these nudges, gives you these prompts, gives you the chance to sound better than you thought you could have sound, gives you the chance to say it better than you ever thought you could have said it, so that it comes across with love, with passion, with compassion. And so that when you do send it out, it's not, hey, I got something, you want to talk about it? No, there's a little bit of elegance, there's a little bit of panache, there's a little bit of class to it. And that's the neat thing about what a technology, as Adrian said, technology for technology's sake doesn't do a whole lot of good.
Have you seen Chad Williams?
I haven't seen him lately, but I've
Here's the deal, everybody. You need to know this. Sean Murphy is a manipulator. So Chad Williams.
and we're out.
You guys don't know Chad. He lived down in Texas, and he had a food truck, but he was just a loud talker from about a foot away for a very long time. So he's trying to get Sean to teach him network marketing. So Chad happens to mention that he's a recovering alcoholic of 24 years. So the light bulb goes off in Sean's head. And guess what? You got to talk to Tom. Chad comes up to Colorado for 3 weeks and stayed 3 years. This guy is the most adorable man you've ever met in your life, but he can't spell cat. You know, he's got one of those brains that can't spell words. You go look at his Facebook wall right now. I guarantee you guys are going to look at him and you're going to finally know that this guy has finally found the vehicle to Chad Williams' self-expression. And that's most of us. Most of us do not know how to get what is in our head out of our mouth so we don't say anything, or onto a piece of paper so we don't write anything. We're paralyzed even though we've got the great thoughts, which has us never start. You call Chad Williams. I mean, it's unbelievable, right? Or Dan Barlow.
It's so fun.
I love my life because I can finally duplicate me. And that's huge. And I want to tell you one more thing. I'm in Hawaii. I think one of the best connectors of all time is Todd Falcone. Him and his wife, Carla, are incredible. And I'm sitting with all these muckety mucks around in a circle. And Todd looks up and says, you know what? I don't use what Tom and Adrian have built. I don't use it myself because I've got my own system. I'm so ingrained and it works for me. But I know I'm not duplicatable, and I've got to give somebody something that is duplicatable that will work for them. And I give them what Tom and Adrian designed and implemented. And I'm on Simon Chan's big podcast tomorrow.
Oh, good.
And, yeah, I'm excited about that. But you guys, all we want you to do is win. End of story. We want you to win. And figuring out how to have you do that is our monomaniacal obsession. Not just Adrian and I, not just Sean, Adrian and I, but every leader in this business is absolutely beating their heads going, how do I get people to understand it's doable for them, not just me? Right, Sean? And that's why you're so good.
Well, and the key is it's never about us. The challenge is, Daniela Jukic, the challenge is that most people show up with their awareness, and it needs to be awareness for them. And one of the things that using technology to understand human nature, that's the biggest challenge, right? If we taught Think and Grow Rich or Science of Getting Rich in grade school, if we taught these things and we followed through on them and these simple basic principles, we would have an amazing understanding of humanity. The challenge is we don't. We're too busy dealing with what Cal Newport talks about, shallow work, right? We're all swimming around, kicking around in the kiddie pool, wondering why we can't get any traction. Well, because we're not in traction. We're in constant distraction. When you sit down across a table from somebody, and through technology, you've learned which one of the 4 characteristics they are, right? Hippocrates found out there's 4 characteristics. It wasn't a disc test. It was Hippocrates. He realized that somebody had a cold. There was 4 different ways people got healed. So he learned about the 4 different personalities. Well, when you start to look at people's technology and you pull some of their content in, you can learn to speak their language. And that's what Tom has done very well. Now, Tom doesn't say a whole lot. When he does say it, it's kind of sometimes it's a bomb that drops, but you fall in love with him, right? You either love him or you don't. And he's okay with either. The reality is most of us aren't willing to have people who aren't singing in the same choir. And we try to get everybody. That's not a good thing. You can get the right ones who are ready, willing, and able right now. And that's what technology, that's what NowSide helps you do, is to find a way to be able to say, this is my people. Frank Kern, one of the great internet marketers, says 96% of the people you're going to talk to aren't ready to buy. But can you build a relationship? Right? Kyle Wilson talks about it. The wheel. Get them on the wheel and get them in.
I love Kyle Wilson. Frank Kern, you like Frank Kern?
No, I just like this technology. I didn't say I like
him with emails every day. I don't like that guy.
And so Brunson talks about polarize to magnetize. We're just afraid to polarize, right? Tom, you are the polarizing, you're the North Pole of humanity.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to go to the South Pole because you're at the North Pole, but that's another story.
Yeah, no question about it. I'm the guy standing by myself in the corner of the room normally. Danny Jukic. Yeah. I love this woman. Yep. And I can tell you how much of an impact you've had on her because you finally got her to shorten her name so I can actually pronounce it. And I want to thank you for that. I had a 2-hour conversation with her in her garage office. It was on Facebook, so I could actually see her. And it was one of the cutest things. And her husband, I think he's got a landscaping company, kept going by with the rakes and hammers and all kinds of stuff. Just the coolest thing you've ever seen. And to watch the network marketer that she has transformed into is unbelievable. So if you don't believe me, call Christina, call Paul,
oh my gosh,
call Ruth Lowe, call Doug Stair, call one of these people that have been drinking.
Louise Cole, oh my gosh.
What?
Louise Cole, all of them.
Oh, Louise Cole.
Love her. Wheezy.
Yeah.
The best. Such a great community. And I'm really grateful because I think that, as the world has evolved, I just love the way that so many things have flowed together. And I think that seeing so many people who are so special to us at the ranch and just the whole thing, it's a fantastic deal. And so thank you for loving people well. And for, anytime I see anybody who I love with you, I know they're in good hands. And that's a really great thing.
I think you ought to say something nice about our web designer, our email person, and let's see what a dog tender and what else does she do?
The best. The person who keeps you out of a ditch, which is harder than it sounds. And I know how hard it sounds when you know Tom Chenault.
I broke out in a sweat when you said that. I'm like, I don't even want to be in the tail car.
Denise Chenault is the greatest, and she'll be at the ANMP. And you can meet Mother Teresa in person at that event because she'll be out doing the same thing, which is serving you in the audience. It will be unbelievable. She's the best of the best. And I'm telling you what, we are having some fun together, traveling. We're getting I'm 73 now. She's like 40. But at the end of the day, we are going to travel the world from the rest of the time. We're going to play a lot harder and be out in the world a lot more. So wherever you are, tell us and we'll come and visit you because we have no life and we have no friends. So we're lonely and we're going to be coming to your house and eating your hamburgers and sleeping.
Hey, come out to the ranch. We got the glamping tent. Beautiful view of the lake all by yourself over there. Absolutely.
Wow. That is so awesome. Sean, thank you so much. This has been super
fun. Are we already in the show? We can stick around a few more minutes.
All right.
You want to leave?
You not anymore. Jeez.
My heart. Oh my God.
Oh, no, this is too fun. I don't want to leave. No, because the commercials take up all kinds of time. We're going to stay for 15 more minutes and just keep fawning on Sean. And you're beautiful. Is she still working at Schwab or did she retire?
No, she's at Flagstar. She's in a bank that just in the beginning of January merged with 3 more banks. So she's got her hands full.
And then you got your little boy, Mason. What's he doing?
He's second year, just finished second year at Hendrix College, and he's off at a wedding down in Dallas. So he's with all his buddies being goofy, and so I love that.
Tell us about the goat you're dating.
Well, If I had goats, I could tell you that.
What are those things? Those aren't goats?
No, they're sheep.
What's the difference?
Wow. And that's why we're going to hang around for another 15 minutes. We're going to do anatomy lessons between goats and sheep for Mr. Tom Chenault. And these are Shetland sheep, so they're tiny. They're little tiny. They're only 2 feet tall, and they come out of Scotland.
Really?
That's a song, but
Sheep.
anyway, keep going.
Wow. All right.
So yeah, no, we just had some babies, but the thing that's neat about it is that they're a heritage breed. And when I say a heritage breed, you don't really have to work with them. They understand. They're designed to be wildly difficult, and they deal with challenges. Some of us are not heritage breed network marketers. Some of us don't understand the heritage breed of loving. And that's where we get to, we're thinking that loves are likes, right? Loves aren't likes. Loves aren't follows. And we've kind of lost that. That's why when you get around a Tom and a Denise, you get around a Denise Chenault, oh my gosh, you will think that you just absolutely, I would say the Mother Teresa, but I think Mother Teresa would probably have a different agenda than just simply loving you for watching you and taking care of you. Denise has this ability to anticipate needs of another human being, unlike anybody I've ever seen. So you just get to hang around people like this. It's listen, I'm a farm boy from Ohio. There's no reason I should be on this show. There's no qualifications in my background or in my resume that say, you know what, you should be you should be the MC. It's not. It's following people like Tom and doing more than, what's Napoleon Hill say? Do more than you get paid for, and eventually you'll be paid more than you do. You just got to go out and you got to push, and you've got to understand. Here's one thing that Jim Rohn said: become valuable to valuable people. Tom and Adrian are valuable people to me. Denise is a valuable people to me. Those of you that are watching are valuable people to me. And so therefore, that's why we do this.
So to get out of here, the biggest question is, we're reading the minds of the crowd.
Okay.
How can this guy, Tom Chenault, be so successful? How can this guy, Sean Murphy, be successful? I don't know that they taught us anything on this show. And I'm proud of that, because I want to be like the Seinfeld show. I want to be where you want to be, and I want you to catch what I've got. And what I've got is the love bug. And I want you guys to get the love bug. And that's all it boils down to. Because once people know that your eyes are popping open at 2 o'clock in the morning, thinking about their problems, their money, their time, and their health, they're going to jump in that foxhole with you. They're going to see how much fun you're having, and they're going to say, I want to do that too. And Sean Murphy, he quoted the guy, I can't even think of his name, a couple of seconds ago. And he said, you want the answers, you got to go to the cave. And not only do you have to go to the cave, but you got to go to the back of the cave, because the answers are back there. And it's very, very difficult to find the cave. It's hard to find the entrance, and it's hard to get to the back, and you don't want to go alone. And that's what Sean's program is down in Texas. It's the trip to the back of the cave where you find the pot of gold called yourself.
Absolutely. And the biggest challenge is everybody says they want to get out of their comfort zone. They're not in a comfort zone. They're in a pain zone they become comfortable with. If you truly want your dreams, if you truly want the dreams and your big goals that you wrote down and all of the things that you said, and you're looking at your board and you're looking at your dream board, none of that's uncomfortable, ladies and gentlemen. None of that is uncomfortable at the arrival. In the Bible, it says on the way too. That's the uncomfortable part. And when you want to make that a little bit less painful, love is the only answer. Strategy is not going to get it. Tony Robbins talks about strategy, story, and state. We're all stuck in strategy. You go Google how. You go Google state. Next time you have a challenge, a project, a thing you're going to work on, go Google, what state do I need to be in? You know what you're going to get back? You're not going to get back 1,000,000,001 solutions, because it doesn't understand the state of your challenge. It understands the strategy of your challenge, and so many of us are stuck in how that Robbins calls it the tyranny of how. When you fall in love with state, we call them lucky, right? So how many times, Tom, has anybody said to you or Adrian, oh my God, it's like you got a horseshoe up your butt? What? No, it's all about state. Bob Proctor says he was a mentor of mine 22 years ago, mine and my bride. It's all about vibration. You're here, it's there. It's as close as your skin when you step into it. So it's all about love.
Who's that guy you go see? You mentioned his name earlier that's written all the books, that was Jim Rohn's right-hand guy.
Kyle Wilson.
Why do you go to every quarter, you go to a couple of day seminar with him for a ton of money in a room full of people that I'm so jealous because I've never been invited again? And tell me about that. Why do you go to that every quarter?
Well, we go to it every quarter live event, and there's other events that happen virtually. The key is, the reason that I go to that is to sharpen my saw. I go there, and I'm one of the founding members. There was 12 of us when it started, 8 years ago now. So I've been a student of Kyle's for 8 years, Jim Rohn's for much longer. But when I go to that event, yes, I'm the loud guy. Yes, I'm the guy that moves everybody. Yes, I'm a fixture at the event. But I go because it's literally me listening to the questions other people, 700 million in real estate, surgeon for the Olympic ski team. I mean, these people, I shouldn't even be able to carry their luggage. And yet I get to sit there and listen to the challenges that they have and then convert it back to human nature that we deal with in network marketing. Because the problems that somebody who's got 700 million in real estate and somebody who's trying to figure out how to get to their first rank, it's the exact same problem, because the solution is the same. It's called secret sauce. It's falling in love with yourself. There's not a single problem that you have that can be solved by somebody else.
Yeah, cool.
So find your secret sauce.
Okay, so I'm still confused. At the very beginning of the show,
Yeah.
you were talking about all your information.
Yep.
That is nothing proprietary. You basically stole it from somebody else.
It's the alphabet. I put it in a syntax. Go ahead.
Wait a second. Can I ask you a really, really serious question?
Yep.
Why did you get so mad at me when I was in the crowd at Larry and Taylor and I was sitting in the back of the room and I walked up to the front of the room when you went to the bathroom and I went and stole all your notes and pulled them back to my table, took pictures of them, and then put them back. And you finally found out I did that, and you were madder than a hatter.
I wasn't mad. I loved it. I loved that of all of the notebooks, of all of the journals that you could have copied from, you picked mine. And of course, I'm going to give you shiitake about it because we have that relationship. We wouldn't still be talking about it if I went, "Oh, I'm glad you got the pictures." Well, you'd have been mad. You'd have been mad at me going, "Oh, I'd have thought that had ticked you off." So we just played the game.
Oh, thank God. I've been carrying that worry forever, and now I feel better. I thought that was why I haven't been invited to the ranch.
You're invited.
I thought I was going to steal the vase or.
You're invited. Next Thursday, you got to feed the sheep, so get your ass here.
All right.
I'm not coming. I'm not coming down till you get a goat. All right. Can we go home?
This is so fun.
Hey, before we go, listen. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to just send some love and send some thanks over to Tom and to Adrian. Yes, it's their show, and yes, they have a lot of fun doing it. But I got to tell you, this has been going on. Tom's been doing it since he started, 700 years ago is when he started this. And Adrian fell in love with it because he gets to be around us good people, and we get to be around him, and he gets to feed into us and us into him. But it's really important that the recognition be given to these two, because they have changed the lives of literally thousands of people. And I know most people come on here to promote their stuff. I want to promote my friends. Yes, Tom's going to talk about me and tell me about I've got sheep, all of that stuff. But I really want you to fall in love with them. I really want you to to go to the next level in a relationship with them. Become a part of, put the thing back up underneath. It said the legacyleadership.ai. Put that back up. Go there. Go to that site. Fall in love with these people, because I promise you, the years aren't getting any longer, and your life can get a hell of a lot better in the time you have left. Please take some time, fall in love with these people, fall in love with Adrian, fall in love with his family, go watch him coach Hugo's baseball game and watch him do all of these things. Learn who these human beings are. The legacy leadership is a title. They are so much more than this title. And I just wanted to tell them I love them, I appreciate them, and they've literally changed my life. I wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't for them.
So here's what I want you to do. watch this show 3 or 4 times because next week's show is going to suck. Because we've got Jeff Weisberg on. Do you guys know Jeff
Oh my
Weisberg?
God, I love Jeff. Jeff, I'm so sorry. That's Jeff Weisberg. Jeff Weisberg.
So I'm doing like some due diligence like I never do on Weisberg to see if he really has any friends. And so I'm popping around to Facebook pages all over the place. And you know how you have your 6 friends listed? I'm not in anybody's 6 friends anywhere. I've never seen myself in anybody's 6 friends. And Weisberg's literally all over the place from every category. I mean, the guy. And so then he comes to town twice in the last 2 years just to hang out. This time he played pickleball, and it was pretty cool. He and Adrian played pickleball against a couple of people that were like 100, and they got their asses kicked.
Good.
It was so funny. And so that was great. But Weisberg, he was one of the top guys in Herbalife
Oh God, yes.
at the very beginning.
Yeah.
And he is so well versed and so unbelievable. You'd never know it because he's always given credit to everybody else. And he's never been on a show like the one he's going to be on next week.
Oh,
So I'm telling you not to listen to it because he's going to be humiliated. He's going to be embarrassed and he's going to be crying. So don't watch the show next week.
Well, there's reverse psychology.
Oh, that is stuff.
We love you guys so much. We did a whole hour.
That was so great. Sean, you're the man. We love you, buddy. I'm so excited to see you in Dallas. Thank you for everything.
Can't wait.
I love you guys. See you in Dallas.
Love y'all. Bye for now.
See you soon. Bye-bye.